Howdy, Texans, and welcome to Ringo's on the River, who are our first coaches show in a long time. We're going to be here every week for 10 weeks on a Wednesday night from 7 to 8 to talk about all things Schreiner athletics. My name is Ted Davis. I'd like to thank Michael Bennett, Jared Hyman, Armando, and Megan for getting this all set up. We're going to be joined by the football coaches, Keith Allen, head football coach at Schreiner University, Shane Hallmark, the defensive coordinator, and David Jones, the offensive coordinator. First of all, we're going to have dollar wings here at Ringo's tonight, dollar wings, and they have a new menu item at Ringo's on the river. It's on Junction Highway. You can't miss it. It's the Mountaineer Burger. The Mountaineer Burger is now on the menu. Bill Raleigh, order the Mountaineer Burger. Charlie McCormick, president of the university, get the Mountaineer Burger. Casey, get the Mountaineer Burger. All right, so what's on the Mountaineer Burger, you say? Well, it's a patty that has been blackened and seasoned. It's got blue cheese crumble, Swiss cheese, grilled onions, lettuce, tomatoes, and pickle. Dang, I'm in. So that will be on the menu tonight. We are being seen on the Mountaineers.com network, ShrinerMountaineers.com, at Kerr County Lead, and on the Red Ride YouTube. They are picking up our streaming broadcast tonight. I think that I can safely say that this is a first in the history of Schreiner University. I don't think there has ever been a coaches show at Schreiner that has been streamed on the internet. I'm pretty confident of that. I feel like James Tiberius Kirk, captain of the Starship Enterprise, boldly going where no one has gone before. The football team will be coming in here in a little bit, and football is back at Schreiner University. It has been a while since they played football at Schreiner. The last time they actually played a game at Schreiner was 1957. So a few things that have happened since 1957. We landed on the moon. The Cubs and Red Sox won a rare series and broke curses. The Cubs for not letting a goat into Wrigley Field, and the Red Sox for trading Babe Ruth to the Yankees. The iPhone was invented. Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys for $190 million, and now it's worth $9 billion. Even though 30 years later, without Jimmy Johnson, he hasn't won a Super Bowl. He is the richest owner in the NFL. All of those things have happened since the last time Schreiner played a football game. That was in 1957. So, Keith Allen, head football coach at Schreiner University. You're about to play a football game on Saturday. And I want to get back to February of 2025, when you were named head football coach here at Schreiner University. You walked into your office, and that pretty much is what you had. You had an office, no players, no coaching staff, but a clean slate to build on. So take us from that point in February to where you are now, with a team of about 100 players practicing every day and getting set for your first game Saturday in Houston.
Absolutely. So when I walked in February, I had a team that was a student athlete committed to white football for Schreiner University. From day one, I got connected with all the high school coaches in Texas as fast as I could. Started to try to compile as coaches. And on top of that, we were equipped with the help of administration, the athletic department, basically the entire university. Within 6 months, we were able to have 100 players in the roster, a full-time coaching staff in place, 2 practice fields, a locker room, a weight room, state-of-the-art facilities that 6 months ago exists.
We're going to talk about Eddington coming up in just a bit. It's the old gym that has now been repurposed into a weight room, locker room for the football team. Now, when you sat down to talk about hiring a staff, what were you looking for?
I was very particular and specific on what I was looking for. So we come to state of Texas. You have to have Texas ties. Fortunately, I recruited Texas college coach my last 4 years. I was coaching in Texas as a high school coach. I was looking for well-established head coaches that were fixing to retire. I hit 2 home runs in a row. The local head coach at Tidy High School, Jones, was fixing to retire.
Yep.
And then I looked back at my old employer, the guy who hired me the last 4 years. He was retiring. Asked if you would like to come out with us and join me in Kerrville, Texas, Schreiner Football program. So, we had 2 home runs between the 2 coordinators and myself. We have over 500 games of coaching experience, over 300 wins, and a lot of awards amongst us. Coach Hallmark has connects almost high school coaching in Houston there. Coach Jones has connection high school coaching in Antonio. So 2 home runs in a row hiring a very experienced coaching staff.
You know, there must be something in the water here in Kerrville because I came here to retire too. And now I'm working at Schreiner.
Community, there's so much potential in what we're doing. There's support across the board. It's an easy, I told you, if we can get kids to get on this, watching with some sense, we were at 300 student athletes, no jerseys, no facilities, not even scheduled waste for the first 3 years. We're a coaching staff. And we kids, after I got Coach Hallmark, Coach Jones, we're over 100 commit to our vision.
And they don't play a varsity schedule the first year. So they have to wait a year to play varsity. And so that's a real commitment on their part too, isn't it?
So we've been partnering with this group right here. If you say you will be, we're going to do something in this freshman class, right? When they graduate from Schreiner University, there's going to be something special for them. Improvise what down what walking up a bridge. They're walking upstairs. That's blind and blind trust. That's a lot to be said about.
I'm talking with Keith Allen, head football coach at Schreiner University. So that first practice, after February when he had nothing.
Right.
What was that first workout like?
It was awful. It was because here's the staff from 7 guys, players at that moment. Nobody's worked together. I don't want to lead anybody. I try to say questions. It was me getting the coaches to see music. This player to see music. What does a practice look like? How do we do these things? Where do we go with these drills? And what's it look like? What's our standard? What's our expectation? So every day, we try to coach. We're trying to coach us away, a mountain away. We use the word West, not our. We had to teach kids what our state. It's first week. We had to come back to as coaches and say, let's realize they're all fresh. There's nobody going to leave. There's no. To keep that on really well. We're really on a lot better. This practice, the coaches are so they're starting to start to figure out what.
To build a house, you have to have a foundation. And so that's what you're doing, isn't it?
Every day we play, and we'll try to put these work as perfect as we. I tell our coaches and our players this: go past in this, side.
Yeah.
So,
But that's true. You know, when a running back gets the ball, sometimes it's better to go slow and wait for that blocks to set up than just charge it. That's that life, too.
And we also not only are we on the football field, 8 coaches and 100 students, we are having exceedance. A university that's never had football in 50 years. How does that impact the university? How does that impact everyone else? How does that impact our candidates here? Our class, our class schedule. All those things matter. It takes the entire university to get that done. And so we've been moving this last meeting. And the great thing is the university's open arms. And we have to educate. It's usually not no, it's usually why. No, why that no.
I'm trying to imagine the first time you went to the food service meeting and said, by the way, you've got to feed 100 athletes, 100 more athletes 3 times a day. How did that go?
There's things that have worked at other universities.
Yeah.
Here's the first thing: is like you got to spend.
Yeah.
And you there from this. It's a short. Things all out of practice. 6:30. Happy. So now you'll be able to stay.
You talked about knowing Texas high school football. You can recruit strictly from Texas. Pitches.
Everybody on our nice Texas high school.
Yeah.
You do not have to leave to stay. we're going to win. And this is our recruiting stack was when you got here. We're going to win Cook County. We're going to go west. The smaller schools that always give us a good time. We're going to win south. And we're going to win Valley. We're going to win San Antonio. We're out in Austin. And we're going to win next because of our connections. We're going to be hard. You know, what we're going to do is we make the other schools have recruiting. Because some of them have.
Right.
Our comes is long hours, making relationships, phone calls, text messages, no guards to coach the players, nonstop.
The relationship with high school coaches is imperative, isn't it? Because they know their kids better than anybody. If a player has Division I talent, they'll run Division I. If they have Division II talent, they'll go Division II. You're looking for those guys who are football players that can play Division III, and those high school coaches will know who those players are.
With what's happened over the past 4 years, more than the NIL, high school kids are not getting the start as they used to.
Yep.
Years ago, only being an FCS, I got part could be a Division player because he's not getting those opportunities because a Division I school is not getting a high school anymore. They're getting 3-year college strength. That's slowing recruiting down. Having Coach Hallmark and Coach Jones on my staff at the last 4 years, they are seeing a lot of kids don't know shit isn't one comrades. 5 years ago, they're down dollar drop. There's a two and just over. We're gonna make those connections with coaches early on.
Is that what I had to do? No, God, I just had the conference.
I mean, we're in this race.
When we come back, we're going to talk to Shane Hallmark, defensive coordinator, David Jones, the offensive coordinator. We'll be along here in a little bit. We're at Ringo's on the river on Junction Highway. You can't miss it. They got dollar wings and a Mountaineer burger on the menu. We'll be here for 10 weeks in a row on Wednesdays. If you're a Schreiner alum, if you're hanging out in Cookville and want some dollar wings and the Mountaineer burger, we'll be here next week too, 7 to 8 on Wednesday. We'll take a break on the Schreiner Coaches Show. Back with the assistant coaches right after this. Back with you on the Schreiner Coaches Show. We're going to call this the Schreiner Coaches Show because it will be across all of the sports. Later in the broadcast, we're going to talk to the volleyball coach, Jeremiah Tiffin, who's in his 4th season with Schreiner, doing a great job of taking a program that won 4 games before he got here. 2 years ago, they won 20, had a very young team last year. They're off to a 5-1 start in volleyball, and our first home volleyball broadcast will come up on September 20th at the Event Center right here at SchreinerMountaineers.com. So Jeremiah Tiffin, the volleyball coach, will be with us at the end of the broadcast. Shane Hallmark is the defensive coordinator, longtime head football coach in Texas high school football. So give us a little bit about your background and what brought you to Schreiner.
I started in Houston, Texas. I'm from Tyler, Texas originally. I coached in Indiana. I was a student assistant at Purdue. I didn't get a GA job there, so I've got a local high school job there. But like I told you before we met, basketball was key. I got back to Texas as quick as I could. I got a job in Houston and just kind of worked my way up. Started out in junior high back in 1993. Worked up to Clyde Forest High School for head freshman coach. Then I became a varsity coach. Then I became a coordinator. And I got my first head coaching job in 2008 at Hightower High School. We played for a state championship that year. I stayed there for 2 years. Then I went to Klein High. That's where I spent my last 15 years. Keith said I was going to retire. I was 58 years old, and I wanted to get out when I was healthy enough to enjoy life. He came in and told me he got the job and offered it to me. I said, well, I got to talk to the boss at home. I was worried about that because she had a job she really liked there in Houston at Tomball Junior High. She said, let's go. We've always been out in the real country. I've got a hunting lease out here. Her uncle had a ranch out here. So we'd always talked about retiring here. So even though we're not retiring, we love being here. It's been a breath of fresh air for me and my family.
There is a thing called Hill Country Fever,
I love it.
and you get it when you come here. I started coming here in the early 80s to the Kerrville Folk Festival, and I grew up in Lubbock. So anything that had a little ripple in the topography, I loved. So when I retired from the NBA, we knew we were coming back to Texas. Let's go to the best part of the Hill Country.
We are so happy. My boys love it here. They're both students at Schreiner. My son John is a student assistant on the defensive staff. It's a family deal. They come by my office and eat lunch with me. So I couldn't be happier. Could not be happier.
Okay, now you were in Houston for how long?
25 years.
Do you like Kerrville traffic better?
I definitely like Kerrville traffic better. Definitely. This is all right. I love it. No,
I love the fact that you can be anywhere in town in about 10 minutes.
anywhere you want to go.
Now we have 2 rush hours. It's about from 5:15 to 5:20 Monday through Friday,
Yeah.
and the hour after church on Sunday.
Yeah.
So about noon, and don't go to the HEB at noon on Sunday.
I tried that. Yeah. I tried that.
So describe your defensive philosophy. What do you want to see from your defense?
Well, I talked to Coach Allen about it. I'm not a real stat guy. Sure, I would love to be the #1 defense in the country. I think the stat that really matters defensively is points allowed. We really preach with our guys. We may bend, but we cannot break. We cannot bust and break. I want our kids to play hard every snap, be very disciplined, be physical, and running football. That's all you can ask for. And we have kids right now that are doing everything we've asked. Their kids are playing fast. And to see the improvement we've made from day 1 of fall camp to now has been exponentially greater. I tell you, they're really catching on and buying into what we're doing.
That's one thing to play against each other. So you're finally going to see an opponent.
Right.
So what are you looking for in that game?
I want to see them turn it loose. I don't want to see them go out there and try to feel the opponent out. I think that's a mistake young kids make a lot of times. They watch film of their opponent for weeks, and then in their mind, there may be a little doubt. How good is that guy I got to line up on? Am I going to be tentative, or am I going to go out there and play fast from the start? So I want to see if we'll come out and play fast immediately. And I think if we do that, that'll show a little maturity. If we play fast, it'll give them problems.
Shane Hallmark, defensive coordinator, is with us. You've got 100 players. What is the goal for you guys? To find a core group that can move forward?
Absolutely. Some kids are going to realize where they are. So at the end of every season, a team meeting, the coaches do. I say, everybody's got a job. If they're slower and we're happy being a starter, it's so important this season to remain the starter. If we imagine the role you, figure out what role you would, work so hard and get on that role. The coach's job is to out-recruit everyone. My job's really easy. You really, no, I'm not doing that. So that's what our job as coaches is to out-recruit. Your job is to not let them happen because they work so.
That's a life lesson that football can teach you. If you get out in the workforce, it's the same thing. You do your job well, or you're gone. But if you learn that early, that's better, isn't it?
The life lesson we told these kids early is sometimes you miss these.
Yeah.
Sometimes your mask doesn't get you you want it as a bride. Sometimes your mask doesn't get you that job. That's what we love about football as coaches is the adversity and the strongholds of the trials and tribulations are setting that foundational values
Yeah.
for your life.
Yeah. And Coach Hallmark, you're going to be recruiting the Houston area, right?
Correct. And all of these states, I basically have anything east of 45.
There are so many good players in the Houston area.
A lot of good players. Coach Shanahan's helping me recruit. He's got half of Houston. I've got the eastern side. We're going to hit as hard as we can. And a lot of this is going to be through phones because obviously we can't go to every single school. We've already got in touch with every coach in the area. We email 100 coaches a day. Looking forward to that. Never been recruiting before. Looking forward to getting out on the road and seeing these coaches and kids.
Look who joined us at the end. David Jones. Hi, David. David Jones, offensive coordinator. Boy, do people in Kerrville know you.
Well, that could be good and bad.
More good than bad.
Hopefully.
How long? 13 years at Tybee?
13.
So what led you to say, okay, I'm done at Tybee, but now I'm working at Schreiner?
There's several things that entered into that, but Coach Allen is number one. I had a lot of faith and a lot of confidence. He understood how to run a program. I didn't know that experience out. And I felt very comfortable and honored that he had me on staff and made the decision to join him and make something special.
Coach Hallmark talked about his son coaching, and it's a family thing for him. Your 2 boys who graduated from Tybee last year initially went to Hardin-Simmons, but then they found out you're coming to Schreiner, so they stayed right at home.
They did.
2 sons are on the team.
They're here. It's been fun being with them a little bit longer, and they want to coach. I think it's going to be a great experience for them to be part of the program, to see how it's put together. They'll grow a lot from this experience. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Huh?
That's what they plan on doing. My son's here too as a freshman. He's coaching just like Tomlin's son is.
Have you told these guys that coaching is tough? Have you tried to talk them out of coaching?
Their mom had. Not bad. They're pretty smart kids. They figured it out.
I remember one time, Pat Riley, who won championships and Hall of Fame coach, we were playing them in Milwaukee one night. And he was with the Miami Heat team. They lost like 15 games in a row. And they asked him what he was doing to win a game. I said, I'm just trying to win one game. One game. That's all I'm trying to do, win one game. And he said, there are two emotions in coaching, total elation or abject misery. Is that true?
There's probably a lot of kids. We probably don't enjoy winning as much as we should.
Yeah.
Hard to win. We need to enjoy that more than we do.
But when you win, you're thinking about the next opponent. And when you lose, the loss stays with you longer, doesn't it?
These guys can attest it because of our years of experience. We had a team coach for perfection. I don't think there's been a perfect team on in everything. As a coach, it's real easy to overlook the win because you see all the things that keep you right. And so sometimes we don't enjoy those near as much as we should.
Coach Jones, I talked to Coach Hallmark about what he wants from the offense. You're going to play a game on Saturday against Westgate Christian in Houston. So from your offense, what do you want to see after the game on Saturday?
We want more points on the board than they had. We just want one more point than they had.
In terms of your offense, how's it going to look? I mean, what kind of an offense will it be?
It's going to be fast. We think it's going to be pretty diverse. It's going to be spread out. It's going to be exciting to watch. There'll be a lot of great plays made. There'll be some plays that don't look so good. But there'll be a lot of excitement. Young men playing extremely hard, playing extremely fast. We expect to do well.
You're going to play 6 developmental games this year.
Yes.
And then a varsity schedule beginning in September of next year,
Yes,
where you'll play 10 games, 5 at home and 5 on the road. So now you have more practice time than game time this year. Practice can be dull sometimes for players. It'll be like a routine.
Right.
So what are you guys doing to kind of freshen that up?
Well, the biggest thing is we're so young. We harp on master the mundane and focus on the fundamentals. But we do a lot of what we call tempo set and change in practice, so it doesn't become stagnant. We're doing this for 15 minutes. We'll go, hey, we'll go, hey, put the ball in the 3. The offense complete ways. We keep challenging our players because that's kind of what happens in a game. Things don't just work, all of a sudden the sun change. So we have to kind of mimic that in practicing. As a coaching staff, the leader sets the culture. So if we're going through the motions, anything is the motions. But if we're excited and moving around, most kids wearing the same English.
Keith Allen, head football coach at Schreiner University, Shane Hallmark, defensive coordinator, David Jones down on the end, offensive coordinator. I just love the fact that you guys have all been head coaching. You laid on them and they laid on you?
I mean, we have coordinator. That's the reason I brought these guys on. My first head coaching job in college, I was 32 degree, and I was one of the oldest guys on my staff, so I had nobody to lean on to get any information on. So I got this job, knowing it's a startup, knowing I was going to have to have meetings with the administration and do things, I needed some experienced coordinators that can handle everything, the football part without me being it.
Yeah.
And you have a young staff, you can't just delve that over. But these guys, I don't have to worry. Like, I can say, hey, you guys fixed practice today. I was in the radio this morning. And I told these guys, hey, get the practice ready. They had it all ready. And then when I showed up, we were ready to work. And you can't do that with an inexperienced staff.
One thing unique about Division III is that it really is the last student athlete. The kids that come here, the athletic is a part of their college experience. The primary goal is to, in 4 years from now, drive off that campus, enter with hope, leave with accomplishment. So what is the process of making sure your kids are going to class, doing what they need to do?
It's called standards and accountability. We hold them to a standard on campus. Everything this university has given our football program has not been run. A $7 million complex, a brand new weight room, 140 locker room, all the brand new equipment we got. Not one coach or player has earned that. So we talk about earn it every day. Be servant leaders, be leaders in the community, be leaders on campus. We go to church services. Starting Friday, we're doing little Monty program. Football players and go to different elementary every week. Tear out to the students, however the school sees.
So where are you going this week?
Daniels.
Okay, Daniels. So if you got a kid at Daniels, 100 football players be going? How many? We're taking 10 or 15. Well, it's still a lot.
But they're big.
Yeah. But going to class is what they're here for. Right? I mean, you've got the ultimate thing, which is called playing time.
We're going to partner with our professors, faculty, staff. In fact, tomorrow we have a helmet decal ceremony. Our student athletes invited faculty members, staff, different people within the university to come to our facility and bring proudly home and then pray over our lockers because we are a faith-based school.
Yes.
We do that faculty and staff. It's just ways to integrate. Division 3 is all about the student athlete experience.
Yes.
They're paying a premium price for a great education, an opportunity to play big experience, and to learn the life lessons that come with that. And our job is to hold them accountable and see their vision. One of our core values as a coaching staff, and our coaching media says, make them seniors.
Yeah, make them seniors.
Our job is to make them seniors.
Get that diploma.
Put it back to the seniors. I think
They can do that. You talked about the facilities.
Yeah.
Eddington was the old gym. They built the event center, and it became the old gym. It's been repurposed. It is now a football locker room, a weight room. It is a beautiful facility, and you'll be playing at a terrific stadium right here in Kerrville, where Tybee High School plays, Antler Stadium. We'll talk about the facilities that the Mountaineers will play in. Later, we'll be talking to Jeremiah Tiffin, volleyball coach, whose Lady Mountaineers are off to a 5-1 start this volleyball season. I'm Ted Davis. We've got the coaches here. We're at Ringo's on the River. We'll be here until 8 o'clock, and we're back right after this.
So if you want to find a school where you can hide in the corner and not get involved and not be challenged to learn, then go somewhere else. Because at Schreiner, we're going to know who you are, and I'm going to expect the best of you. And not only are we going to give you information and cognitive knowledge about the human body and sport management, we're going to teach you to be a professional. How do you be successful in your career after college? Well, it's not just getting a degree. It's preparing the social skills, leadership skills, and the communication skills to navigate society and your profession.
My name is Ted Davis, voice of the Schreiner Mountaineers. Dollar Wings here at Ringo's, and the Mountaineer Burger. Again, it is a blackened patty. It's seasoned. It's got blue cheese crumble, Swiss cheese, grilled onions, lettuce, tomatoes, pickles on a bun. That is the Mountaineer Burger. It will be on the menu now, and we will be back here next Wednesday from 7 to 8 o'clock for another Schreiner Coaches Show. All right, so, Coach Allen, I mentioned Eddington, which has seen its better days, and now it is a state-of-the-art weight facility and locker room. I saw it today. It is beautiful. I think it's as good as any Division III program has. So what has that done for you?
Oh, it's amazing. Division 3 is all about making sure you can make it work within the infrastructure of the university. When I first got here, I never saw Eddington. I never went in. I never saw the blueprints class. 2 questions. Can I make any change orders? And they said no. And I'm like, well, then when it's done, I'll be as surprised as everybody else. So, I went around our campus because football, the thing that our university wasn't ready for was having 100+ players meet every day and then breaking 8 meeting rooms in an ideal world of football conference, right? So here, we didn't go, hey, we got Junkin Theater, Junkin Chapel, beautiful facility. We use that for team meetings. We have all the classrooms. Once Eddington got opened up, now we can drop the divider in that gym. They gave us about 120 chairs, so we can project those white walls, but we have our team meetings in Eddington.
Yeah.
So you talk about transition time. So some Division III schools that are, well established, and kids are still walking 4 or 5 minutes between meetings and class and practice. We've got it almost set up between the fitness center in Eddington, where we can do all our meetings right across that football field.
What has the weight room meant to your players? Part of that is getting these guys stronger, isn't it?
It's what they were boys.
Coach Allen said a lot of our kids didn't go through spring ball, so they hadn't put a helmet on and still hadn't worked out since their senior year in football. So getting that weight room and having Coach Biggers on staff, who's our D-line coach and our licensed strength coach, he puts them through the ringer every morning. We have 2 lift groups every morning before they go to class. It's a first-class facility. I'll rank it up there with anybody's, and we're lucky to have it.
Weight work is lonely, but games are won in the weight room, aren't they?
You always have to have it. You can't survive without it, so you got to have them ready. And like Coach Hallmark said, Coach Biggers is awesome. Our weight room, a great program is going to be the difference maker for us.
You're going to go to a Division III game. You're going to take the team and see teams that are in your conference. This is the last year of the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference for Schreiner. Next year, they're going to transition back to the American Southwest Conference. There'll be 6 teams that'll play football in that conference. It's a very competitive conference. So you're going to see the most competitive game probably in the conference this season.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm not taking our administration.
Your administration.
Yeah, what I wanted our university to know firsthand is what they signed up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, everybody put this date on your calendar, and we're all going to go so you guys can see what an established football program looks like. Because they need to know that.
Yeah, you don't.
So when we start doing these things and start having to recruit a little bit of transfer portal, no. We got to get competitive. We got to get competitive fast. To be the best, you got to play the best. But to be the best and play the best, you got to know what the best do to get to beat it. So we want to model some of the things, and I want them to see it first year.
So you're taking them to Belton.
That's in Abilene.
It's in Abilene.
Yeah.
So it's Hardin-Simmons and Mary Hardin Baylor.
Correct.
Are those the 2 best teams in the conference right now?
Those 2 teams have a 90% win record in conference. They're the only 2 teams in the conference that have a winning percentage record in conference war. And they're both at 90%. So I don't need to say anything else.
Hey, and Mary Baylor's won, what, 2 or 3 national championships
We don't worry about
in
those
Division
things.
3. I'm just saying, very tough conference.
Absolutely.
So when you play your first game on Saturday
Yes.
against Westgate Christian, what will the game day routine be like?
It'll be a normal game day routine. I mean, right here on this table, you have over 500 games of head coaching experience. We're making a 4-hour trip. We're going to bus in the morning, about halfway pregame meal. And then we're going to drive in. We'll get to the stadium about 2 hours before kickoff. We'll get them stretched and taped and all that good stuff. And then about an hour before kickoff, we have a pregame whistle. It's pretty standard across teams. And then 6 p.m., we kick off. The great thing about it is all of the stuff goes away. You can ask any coach. I was on the sideline at San Jose against Ohio State. I was on the sideline at Oklahoma against Nebraska. I was at King's Academy where there were 300 people in the stadium. What I found to be true at every level of football I've ever coached at, once kickoff happens, you are so focused on what's going on in the field, the rest doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it's 11 on 11. It's the same width, same length, and it's football. And I've got great experienced coordinators being able to control their side of the ball. I think I do a pretty good job of special teams and clock management. Between the 3 of us, Shane was a defensive coordinator his entire career until he became a head coach.
Yeah.
David was an offensive coordinator his entire career before he became a head coach. I was really a special teams coordinator before I became a head coach. So I've tried to take everybody's best attributes and kind of parlay them together. Chris Baker's played defensive line at SMU. Strength his dad was a strength coach. He's our D-line coach in our strength range. Cody Zimmerman's ornament was a coastal line in Division 3. So I've got a great coaching staff, full group of coaches, and know what game day needs to look.
Is that your entire coaching staff?
Those are my
Name?
full-time graduate assistants.
Where are they?
I'll tell you what, they work their tails off. When we pay them, they work harder than anybody else on our staff. Lee is our defensive quarterbacks coach. Tim Leatherman is our safeties coach. And I got Braden Hackler. He's our leather nuts coach. And those guys work their tails off. And they do a great job. You know, we talked about having relationships with people. Obviously, I worked with Shane for the last 4 years before we took this job. I actually played for David's brother in high school. We did not know this until into our relationship. Chris Lee's dad, who's the defensive coordinator I worked for at San Jose State, Chris Baker's dad was a strength coach at OU when I was in junior.
Okay.
So there's a lot of connections with a lot of these businesses.
What is a typical day for your coaching staff?
We show up on game day. I don't know what they're talking about. No. So our coaching staff, we film practice. We film I think we have 150 clips from today's practice. So, you know, usually right now we'd be in the office watching, but we're here with you because we love to do this too. Yeah. In the morning, we'll go in the office, we'll study the film, make notes from yesterday's practice. 9:30, we'll have a staff meeting, go over our academics, travel coin, today, you know, the next day's practice, recruiting. We'll break. They'll go offense and defense, get ready for practice, and then they'll work on recruiting. They'll watch film, text coaches, text players, email coaches, email players, write note cards, and then we have meetings for practice. And then after practice, they'll watch film and some of the phone calls to the recruits. So these guys are working way more hours than they had to head coaches and campus coordinators in high school. Believe they're like eating.
6 a.m. to 10 o'clock every night. That was rough. When David and I saw that calendar, we're like, are we sure we want to do this?
Coach Allen had 13 months. I thought there were only 12 months in a year. He created another one. So I said, what in the world?
What do we figure we're making $1.25 an
Now
hour?
it's about 13 cents
13
an hour.
cents an hour is what we make.
I figured out pretty early what I wanted to do, and I never felt like I worked. Do you guys ever feel like you're working? I get the sense that you don't.
Never regretted getting up going to work in my life.
If we could have videoed some of the stuff us three had to do in the summer, like, we had nothing, right? We're putting sleds together. Where we came from, we don't have people to do that for. We got a sled come in and a goalpost, and, they're like, well, I had this guy, and I had this guy, and we had these guys, and you know this. And I was like, guess what? We're the guys. So we went out, and I'll tell you what, there's all of the coaches. Nobody went one beat. We went to work and did what we had to do to get it.
Are all these guys good with tours? Are they good with tours?
These guys, we got a couple of the younger ones that don't know what they're going to
They're going to play. There's a master plan to have an on-campus stadium at Schreiner University, and it will happen one day, but that's not today, and it's not next season. But you've got the benefit of having a really fantastic high school stadium right here in Kerrville. David Jones knows that. It's Antler Stadium. Tybee High School plays there. It's right there on Sidney Baker. You can't miss it as you come into Kerrville. That's better than some Division III programs have.
We have a great relationship with Kerrville ISD, and, we great partnership with them, and we're gonna be great stewards of that facility for them. My goal is to get enough excitement in this community, win enough games to get the fundraising, to get the stadium passed, because you want to change a campus. You want to change an environment, put the stadium on campus where we're at now. It'll be an amazing atmosphere.
Yeah. When we come back, Jeremiah Tiffin will be joining us. We'll have a few more minutes with our coaching staff. Again, Ringo's on the river. Didn't have any damage from the flood on July 4th. The water got up the steps a little bit, but never got up here. We're still recovering from that flood, but Kerrville has been very strong. So many people have helped out. My home was damaged, but fortunately we didn't lose anybody. It may take a while, but I feel blessed that we came out okay. We'll be back after this on the Schreiner Coaches Show right here at SchreinerMountaineers.com.
Here at Schreiner, one of the things we bring to the table are a smaller classroom, the ability for the professors and the instructors to get to know you personally, understand how you learn, and work with you to get you through these programs and make you a professional. One of the things I tell every freshman class is airlines do not hire co-pilots. They do not hire pilots. They hire future captains. And that's what we strive to do here at Schreiner, is arm you with the capabilities to go out someday and be the captain of an airliner, the captain of a corporate jet, ready to make the tough decisions and lead your flight to a safe conclusion every time.
Back with you at Ringo's on the River. My name is Ted Davis. This is the first Schreiner Coaches Show, and we specifically named it Coaches because there are a lot of sports at Schreiner University, and we're going to be talking to the volleyball coach at Schreiner in just a minute. His team is off to a terrific start. But again, we'll be here every Wednesday for the next 10 weeks. So it's at Ringo's on the River, right here on Junction. You can't miss it. They've got full bar, full menu. So we'll be here every Wednesday. So we'll see you next Wednesday. The Mountaineer burger is now on the menu. A patty that has been blackened, seasoned, blue cheese crumble, Swiss cheese, grilled onions, lettuce, tomato, pickles, maybe a sesame seed bun. Mountaineer burger. I may take one home. All right, Jeremiah Tiffin, how are you?
Doing good.
I'm just loving life right now. You got here when the program had won 4 games.
That's right. 4 wins the year before I got here.
Jumped to 11.
Yep.
Went to 20.
Yep.
A screw record.
Yep.
Little bit of a step back last
Little
year
step
in terms
back,
of
yep.
record, but I'm never talking to you last year, and you thought that last year's team actually had more talent than the 20-win team the year before, but you were just so young. So has that translated into this?
It absolutely has. You can tell because we are so much more mature than some of the other teams we played because there's no panic when things don't go. And so like this past weekend, we did not play with it. But as we tell our players, they don't ask how, they ask how many. We've been battling and fighting. So when something doesn't go our way, we don't panic. We stay the course. All those years of reps are coming into fruition right now. And that's why we started out as strong as we have.
Yeah, you're 5-1 to start. Still got a long way to go. You got your conference season to go through. Colorado College is tough. There's some very good teams. But what has been the key to your 5-1 start?
I think the key so far has been how every single person on our team has been bought in. We spend so much time on this. The analogy we use is if you plant a sequoia seed and a potato at the same time, the potato is going to grow quicker, but it's not going to grow as big and strong. We've stayed the course and worked on these just repeatable things. And our players know that there's some drills that they hate, that they absolutely hate, but they get so much better because they do it. They're bought in with all the things they're doing on the court, off the court. All the pieces matter. It's slowly starting to come together. And it took us all of last year and last offseason to figure it out. But now that we have, the results are starting to show.
What are the drills they hate?
You can ask our middles this. There's one where we have our setters on one side, toss them, and the setters have to set outside or right side, and our middles have to react. They can be late, but they can't be wrong, and they get fooled all the time. Our setters are pretty good. They can be deceptive, and they hate it, but it works so well. Now, all of a sudden, our team is a much more improved blocking team than we were the past few seasons. This might be our best blocking team ever at Schreiner, and that helps so much. Now we don't have to play 30-second rallies. We can play 5-second rallies. Serve, block, done. Let's go. 1-0. We go to the next one.
Sounds good.
I love it.
I've loved doing volleyball, and I'm amazed at how good a shape your kids have to be in and how much leaping and jumping they do. Do you ever track the amount of energy expended by your volleyball team? Is there any way to track that?
I have in the past, and we can monitor, like you can get something that monitors their jumps. We've had girls that have jumped, 200 times in a practice. And when you start max jumping, it adds up. We plan our stuff so it's short bursts, all stuff that helps us in games. It's something that we monitor for sure. And we've been fortunate enough that because of our monitoring, we've been fairly healthy. And so I think that's part of the reason, just watching all those jumps and putting them in situations where they can be explosive and not worry about the long-term stuff because we're taking care of it.
This is your fourth year.
Fourth year, yeah.
And I looked at your roster the other day. Our first game is going to be on September 20th at World Deuce. First home game, September 20th. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking down the roster, and you have much more size now than you've had before. It's like a basketball team. You can't coach size. You either have it or you don't. What does it mean to have more size?
First of all, I love having women on our team that are taller than me. My wife's 5'2.5", but that's not going to work for volleyball. When we go to banquets and they get dressed up in heels, it's even better. It's nice walking onto the court and being like, okay, both of our right sides, our starting right sides, 6'3" and about 6 feet. Our mids, 5'11", 6 feet. Our outside, same thing, 5'11", 6 feet. There's no one that plays in our front row that's in our starting lineup or even our rotation that's shorter than 5'10". And athleticism is great, but height is that little extra advantage that you need. And now we're starting to match up with those top teams, and that's where we want to be consistently with those top teams that are in the NCAA tournament.
Another player that I really enjoy watching who's not tall is Jenna Palmer, and she's small, but she is good at digs, and she is also your best server, isn't she?
Let me tell you something about Jenna. Jenna is 5 feet tall on a good day, and sometimes we call her 4'12" to make it even better for her. But she's one of our top servers. She's our best passer, and she's locked it down. We're at the point where other teams don't serve her because they know she's that good. I'm blessed to have her. It's her 4th year in the program. She's a senior. She knows what to expect. She knows what to do. When you have seniors, it's so much easier to coach because they know what to do, and you can just help them guide them instead of holding their hands.
When you get into conference play, you don't have to face Trinity anymore. Nobody's sad that Trinity has gone to another conference, but you still have Colorado College and some good competition. So what will be the key for your conference play to get to the conference tournament?
I think, we host a conference tournament this year. You host? We do, yes. November 15th.
Then I'll be doing it.
Absolutely. It'll be great. Friday and Saturday, November 15th and 16th.
Okay.
So we host it, and that's going to be a really good thing. The way that everything's set up is we have 2 divisions in the SCAC, and our division is extremely more difficult than the other side, which is fantastic because that means we get to play tough teams all the time. And we know that iron sharpens iron. And so we're not playing these weaker teams. We're playing a Colorado twice. St. Thomas is 8-0 and undefeated. We're playing them twice. Concordia started the year 4-0. We're playing them twice. We're playing all these good teams, and I think we can hang with them. It's going to get us ready for conference. It'll be great.
Is this a golden age for volleyball now? Because volleyball games are on ESPN, right? College teams are selling out football stadiums to watch volleyball.
It's so huge. I mean, the fact that, like the Nebraska game selling out for football stadium. You had a game last night between two top 15 teams on TV. It's all over the place. It's on Sunday afternoons against the NFL. If they didn't think people would watch, they wouldn't put it on. Just all these young women being able to see that this is what they could be in college. It opens up so many more doors. It gets people more interested in volleyball.
And we're headed.
Hey, it's always good to be here, Ted.
Look forward to the 20th.
Absolutely. Let's see that.
Watching your teams play. So, Keith, we got about 3 or 5 minutes left.
Okay.
Let's circle back to your game Saturday. All right. Your first developmental game. I know you want to win. I know you want to have more points on the scoreboard. But when you break down the film the next day, win or lose, what will you be looking for?
Number one thing is our kids lining up right. Lineman assignment execution uniform. Are they lined up right? Do they know what they're supposed to do? Are they executing to the best of their ability? And are they doing fanatically? If we do all those things and lose a game, you can see beating. We use the analogy, change the player, change the player. Meaning, I'm going to give you the opportunity to change yourself first. And if we don't do that, then I'm going to change it and put a new player in this spot.
Right.
So what we're really looking for is, are we better? Let's just start playing more games. Are we better last week than we were this week? Are our kids understanding our system better? Because like coaching, we alluded to, and you hate seniors to lead the way. That learning curve is so much faster. That's why I was telling you, we've been here 4 weeks. And that first week was just like pull hair out because nobody knew what the standards were for expectations. It was a lot of just getting to understand things. And that's going to be week. This is going to be the third game of the season.
Okay.
Every coach will tell you, for football, the biggest improvements between week 1 and week 2. And then between week 2 and 3 is we start finalizing what it's going to look like as a football team. So we're going into week 1 with nobody that's ever played in college football. And a couple guys have never coached a college game. I'm trying to tell them, coaching football is coaching. And if you're good with the X's and O's and understanding, it doesn't really matter.
You've got a new program, and part of that as a head coach, because you have many roles as a head coach, is to sell the program to the community. You've talked about going to the elementary schools. What is that process like? To selling Schreiner football so that next year in September, when they play at Antler Stadium, you can put butts in the seats.
Selling our product is easy because we believe in our product.
Yeah.
So it's nothing different than recruiting. You are putting in a product, and what you want to show is there's value in what you're bringing to the community. And that's why we're getting our student athletes involved. That's how we're doing those things. We've got to be good citizens, good stewards of our time and resources. We've got to be servant leaders. And that's how you get value from the community. If we were great and we just stayed great within the Schreiner walls, for county wouldn't understand and wouldn't really know much, but our university, our president believes in opening the doors, hosting a ton of events on our campus for our community. Those are things that we got to build on from the athletic department, from every sport, every head coach is how can we intertwine this off product, our great university, with this awesome community.
I go on campus every day to work out at the Mountaineer Fitness Center. And this summer, I saw more activity on campus this summer than any summer since I've been here. A lot of camps were on the campus. So is there plans to have a football camp?
We had one already.
Oh, you had one already. Okay,
we had
okay, we'll see.
I had 0 facilities to show. It was awesome. Kids love to be this part of something.
Yeah.
You can go, there's 2 ways to look at it. Go to a program that's already established and just follow somebody else's jersey number. Or go somewhere to establish a program and be the jersey number that sets the standard. So that's how we sell our phone. You can be the first in so many things. Hopefully it's a bunch of good firsts. Rushing touchdown, passing touchdown, taking a knee, winning the game. All those things will be first. And you got to just find those kids that want to do this. And that's pretty easy.
And it starts at 6 o'clock on Saturday. So I want to thank everybody that was here today. I'd like to thank Shane Hallmark. I'd like to thank David Jones, offensive defensive coordinator. Thanks to Keith Jones, our head football coach. Thanks to Michael Bennett for getting us on the air. Jared Hyman behind the booth. Megan, who set it up. Who's over there? Tyler Wells is over there. Armando is over there. Cast of thousands to get this thing going. We'll be back next Wednesday, right here again, a week from today, 7 to 8. Ringo's on the river. If you come in, you can have a beer, a Coke, water, whatever you want. They have dollar wings when we're here on Wednesday. I want a Mountaineer burger next week. Order the Mountaineer burger. This has been the first of what we hope will be many Schreiner Coaches Shows right here at SchreinerMountaineers.com, at the Kerr County Lead, and on YouTube. I'm Ted Davis, voice of the Mountaineers. We'll see you next week at Ringo's right here at SchreinerMountaineers.com.